welcome back. Man, I wanted to give everybody a chance to check out the new 4K Fire Stick Max. Or is it the Fire Stick 4K Max? Or is it the Max 4K Fire Stick? Or the Max Fire Stick 4K? Write it down in the description below because I don't know. So in the description below, or in the comment section below, let me know, what do you think this thing is called? I keep hearing different things. I think it's the Fire Stick 4K Max, but I keep hearing everybody say something different. So in the description, in the comment section below. Now, with all that being said too, is I also have a very good VPN deal going on right now. It's a brand new one. Check out Privado VPN if you haven't. In the description below, you guys will find the link to that. Great stuff. Now, here is like I've been playing with this thing and I've been testing it. Here's the Fire Stick 4K Max. Now that's what the box says, so I guess that's Fire TV Stick 4K Max. Is that what it's called? Fire TV Stick 4K Max, not Fire Stick 4K. I don't know. So the biggest thing that they talk about on this thing is you get Wi-Fi 6 and 2 gigs of RAM. But what I've noticed is a lot of people are leaving out some very important things that are not present in the Fire Stick 4K or the Fire Cube. So we're going to jump in on this. Now, make sure you guys do check out my other channel, Rojas Streaming Tech. I did a detailed video on the Fire Stick, and I wanted to be sure that you guys do check it out. Now, here is the remote. In the comment section below, also let me know which 4 buttons do you have, because I know depending wherever in the world, wherever you're at, it's different. So I got Prime Video, Netflix, Disney Plus, and Hulu. So I got four good ones. Well, I should say 3 good ones. I don't really use Netflix, but yeah, let me know which four buttons you do have in the comment section below. Okay, let's go ahead and come here to the device and see exactly what we get. So right off the bat, it is the new interface that they introduced earlier this year, and it's okay. I really don't like how the top I don't mind so much. I think it's just too big. Maybe they should have made it smaller, or maybe to the side. I don't know. They should have done something a little bit different. But they kind of advertise a little bit on, hey, you could watch this show on like Peacock, for example, or you could watch this other show on Fire TV. Here's some tips and tricks. Now, you do have your home menu here, and you have your shortcuts. This is good that you could have some shortcuts here, but the rest of this thing here at the bottom is just a waste of space. You get a big advertisement right there, like sponsored. And then this thing's now yelling at me. And now you got some recent apps. You got Next Up for You. You got Amazon Originals. There's just a lot of crap everywhere. Look at this. It's like everything. Like, I get it. I wish IMDb would be just a separate, like just put IMDb, put Prime, put all that stuff in your app, and cool. But like, do we really need this over and over and over again? And then of course at the bottom, it gives you some tips and tricks and all that stuff. So not bad. Now, what am I talking about? Like let's jump into the biggest thing that a lot of people don't know. I am using AIDA64, and AIDA64 reads the specs inside the device. Now, I typically do this towards the end of the video. I am going to test out 4K towards the end, though, so stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. This is what's really important and why you're paying the extra money versus the 4K Fire Stick and the Fire Stick Max. Also, under the same breath, this has a few things that the Fire Cube does not have yet. Of course, Wi-Fi 6. That's huge. On this thing, if you notice, it says model is AFTKA, board is called Kara, hardware MT8696. Installed RAM, you get 2 gigs, finally. It's not a gig and a half like the 4K Fire Stick. It's not a gig like the Fire Stick Lite or the 3rd gen Fire Stick. You get 2 full gigs of memory. Now, this is advertised as 8 gigs of internal storage. You're left with about, it's like 5.1, 5.2. I have a couple things already installed on here. That's why it's a little bit less. But it's over 5 gigs, which is great. Bluetooth version 4 Plus, which is fine. Your CPU, the one that they have in here, it's pretty good. It's the ARM Cortex A55, and it is running a quad core, which is great. When you come down here, the display that I'm running is 1920 by 1080p. That's my capture card. So the screen resolution is reading, it's reading the full capacity of what I'm giving it, which is great. Now with the GPU and the vendor and the render, this is all Amazon stuff. Imagination Technologies, PowerVR, Rogue, GE9215. Fine, I'm good with that. When it comes to Amazon, they run their own system. They use the base code of Android. So this is using, if you look right up there, Android 9. They have their own also that they use. So they use the base code for Android 9, and then they have their own Amazon stuff, which is fine. Android 9 works good. It's a little smoother. I kind of wish they were using more of the newer Android version, but 9 still works. The security patch, the last one was, it's funny because this stick just came out in October. Android security patch level was from June 1st of 2021. Interesting. Or is that January 6th, 2021? Depending on what format they're using. Now, here's the most important thing. Codecs. This, I know I tried to explain codecs several times. This is the most important thing when it comes to if your device is using 4K and if it's actually translating surround sound stuff. Now, the very first thing I'm going to say is right here, this second line right there, OMX Dolby AC3 decoder. And then if you come down to right here, OMX Dolby EAC3 decoder. So you get 2 different Dolby audios, which is great. That's very important to see and very important to have if you have Sonos, if you got Bose, if you got like everything that you have when it comes to surround sounds with your sound bars and everything. These 2 will make everything sound amazing. Now, of course, you got your AAC, your AM/RNB, your GPP, your FLAC, your ALLAW, MLAW, MPEG, Opus, RAW, and Vorbis. You got all the different audios that you're going to need, which is great. Now, when it comes here towards the bottom, this is actually very, very important here. You got your AV01 AVC. You got Google H.264, which runs 4K. But more important, this is awesome. MTK video decoder DVH-STN, and the one right below it, DVHE-STH. Both Dolby Vision. Super important. This is actually very, very, very good. And look, here's the third one, SER, DVAV-SER Dolby Vision, which is outstanding. You get some great stuff. Now here, of course, you get H.263 from Google, then the standard H.263, which is good, upscaled 4K, and it plays everything in high def, which is great. HEVC, MPEG-2, MPEG-4, VP8, VP9. You got 2 different versions of them, AVC. You have everything that you need for 4K plus Dolby Vision. You actually get the real decoders, not just 264. You get the actual decoders from Dolby Vision, which is great. All 3 of them right there. Awesome. Okay, I spend a lot of time talking about that stuff because that is the biggest thing that you're going to notice when you're watching the quality, the 4K quality, true 4K. You're going to see a big difference when it comes to that. And there's a massive difference. Okay, now we're going to go over to YouTube. And one of the things that I like to use, I have another channel called World of Rojas, and that channel, I have some travel stuff, a lot of cool stuff actually, and we could watch some of the 4K stuff here. So See, this one's pretty cool. Here's the, well, actually, this one's actually was a lot of fun doing but I'm going to go ahead and click up, and my capture card is 1080p. So the max quality is going to pull 1080p. Now, if you notice, it says max 1080p. The reason why it says max is because the max output that my stuff is able to get in, the maximum input, I should say, the maximum input coming from my capture card is only going to be 1080p. If I had a 4K, then you're going to be able to see 4K. However, because I did record this with a 4K camera, I did upscale it with all the edit stuff is all 4K. It's H.264. The quality on this thing is going to be amazing. Now, this is a vacation trip that I took over in Grand Turks several years ago, and you can see how clean this looks. And I know it's a little shaky, but you have to listen to the music and see why I'm moving so fast with it, because it was a very, very fun vacation. Now, one of the things I do like to do is I like to skip a little bit, just so that way you guys could see. Look at that water. Look how blue that water is. See how clean that looks? You can see all the ripples and everything on the bottom. Some really, 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 really good stuff here. So make sure you guys do check that out. And also check out the podcast. Got a lot of good footage there. Now, as far as everything goes, like, everything is here. If you know, whatever you want with the specs and everything, whatever you're used to with the 4K Fire Stick, with the Fire Stick Lite, the 3rd gen Fire Stick, everything else is virtually the same. Now, will you notice if it's going to be good 4K quality or not? That I don't know. You're gonna have to test it out and see, and yeah, you're just gonna have to test it out and see if there's a difference for you or not. But as you can see, it has all the Dolby Visions. It's got the Dolby Audio, and actually, does the box say it? It says 4K HDR, and it doesn't even list. Oh yeah, it does list on the site. It says Dolby Vision Atmos, which is really, really, really important, and it's great to have that. And then as far as audio, it doesn't mention anything about the audio, but as you can see, it does have the Dolby Audio also. So good stuff there. Some really good stuff. I'm hyping up the 4K Fire Stick because it gives you everything that's going to be true 4K. If you have a TV that's true 4K, then you're going to get everything that you need. Yeah, with all that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Remember, I gave you guys a thing in the beginning. What do you think this is called? 4K Fire Stick 4K, or I'm sorry, I forgot the max word. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think it's called? And also the 4 buttons that you have, I'm very interested to know. But yeah, I did a detailed review on the Rojas Streaming Tech. Make sure you guys do go to that other channel and check it out. And yeah, with all that being said, take care of each other, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.